So what's something we always hear from clients, or even ourselves, if we're going to be honest, like, what do we all want more of?
More love.
More love, right?
Yeah. I want to feel more love, more appreciation, more gratitude, more sexy.
More everything, really.
Yeah.
But I think it all boils down to, like, I wish that my partner showed their love more, right? I wish my partner loved me more. I wish my partner showed me that they loved me more.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's so many directions we could take this. Like, we could talk about this for days, Lise, for days. But really, like, that whole love piece, when we don't feel like we're really getting loved or getting the amount of love or the type of love that we need and desire, what do we start doing?
We blame our partner.
We totally blame our partner.
If we're feeling unhappy or lonely,
Yes.
or not alive or sexy or prioritizing ourselves, we blame our partner.
We
right?
totally do. Yes.
We say, like, well, they got to go to the gym this week, but somehow there wasn't time for me.
Yeah.
Or, you know, they only cooked one meal this week and I did the rest. The rest was on me.
Yeah. Or, like, my absolute favorite, and this one comes in so many forms, is if my partner would just fill in the blank, then I would be happy.
Right.
That is the ultimate blame jewel, right?
Yeah.
And you can fill that blank with so many things.
If they just helped more, if they just showed up on time, if they just initiated sex, if they just planned more date nights.
Yeah, so that one's a good one. I hear that one a lot. Yeah. The reason we don't spend time together is because I'm the one who has to plan everything. But if my partner were to plan more things, then we'd spend more time together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what people don't think about and don't realize is, like, before you were in this relationship, you took care of yourself really well. You got to the gym, you ate healthy, you prioritized nights out with your friends. And now that you're in this relationship, this long-term relationship, and you're not doing those things, instead of taking accountability for that, you're just pointing the finger at your partner, right? And we know that blame is one of the marriage killers, right? That's one of the things that will, like, eat away at the foundation of your relationship.
Yeah. Any relationship, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so how do we get out of that blame cycle? Well, again, we could talk for days, but one point that we really want to talk about today is how could a little more self-love kind of push you out of that blame cycle and allow you to take some accountability yourself?
Because really, you can only love your partner to the extent that you love yourself.
That's kind of a controversial thing to say. I agree with you. But I think that there are a lot of people that don't agree with that, right? Because the thing is that a lot of people, a lot of our clients, and this is totally gender stereotyping, but a lot of our clients who are women especially can really relate to feeling not a whole lot of self-love, not a whole lot of self-confidence, maybe a bit of insecurity.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But so they would say, like, well, no, I can love my partner way more than I love myself. I do love my partner way more than I love myself. What would you say to them?
Yeah, they say that about their kids, about their partner, and it's like they spend all of their energy exuding love to others, but at the risk of still feeling an emptiness within themselves.
Yeah.
Because they're not prioritizing themselves.
Yeah.
They're not making their needs important. They're putting themselves at the bottom of the priority list, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the times it's like the house, the job, the kids, their partner, and then you're putting yourself last.
Yeah.
And
I agree with you. Like, you can only love your partner as much as you love yourself. You can only respect your partner as much as you respect yourself, right? And we see this cycle happening mostly, I think, in longer term relationships, right? So you once upon a time probably did have a bit more self-confidence, and you fall into a cycle of pleasing.
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yeah, absolutely. And appeasing, like pleasing and appeasing, right? So trying to do all the things to keep the edges smooth in your relationship, avoiding conflict, and just doing things to make it easy to exist.
Right.
And when you do that, then, if you say yes to that, then you're saying no to yourself. You're saying no to vitality. You're saying no to your own power, the power that you have to make yourself happy, to initiate, your own growth.
Yeah. Ooh, you know what we're kind of saying then? We're kind of saying that if you feel like your partner doesn't love you enough, it's your fault. That's kind of harsh, isn't it? But that's kind of what we're saying.
Yeah, because you're not loving yourself enough.
Yeah.
Right? And so you gotta find a way to get back that love for yourself. And it starts by prioritizing your wants and your needs and your self-care. So if you've been putting yourself at the bottom of that list, it's time to bump yourself up to the top. And that's so attractive. And so even if it rocks the boat at first, in your relationship, your partner fell in love with that confident version, that confident, self-assured version of yourself. And by no means are we talking about going back to an older version of yourself. You're evolving into a new version of yourself and a better version of yourself. And this version is going to start setting some boundaries, letting your partner know like what's okay and what's not okay. And to start having those hard conversations and to start putting yourself first and prioritizing what matters most to you. Have you thought about that lately? Like what does matter most to you?
That's a great question, Lise. And if you think about it, like so many of the clients that we work with, when we pose that question, it's like crickets.
Or they say everyone else's happiness.
Right. Yeah. What matters to me is if so-and-so is happy.
I'm happy if my kids are happy. As long as my partner's happy, then I'm happy. Right? And we're here to break down that false narrative and let you know that you do matter and what you want matters. And loving yourself is an act. It's not just something that you hear about. It takes action.
Yes. Right? Yes. Oh, I love that, Lise. Yeah. It's something you have to take action on. And really, that is at the core of why when we work with couples, we work with you as an individual first, right? It's so important because really that relationship we have with ourselves, that self-love, that self-confidence, that self-esteem is the foundation for all our other relationships.
Yes. Yeah. And so you got to figure out where you've been giving your power away, where you've been listening to the negative self-talk and
the limiting beliefs.
Yes. Yeah. And believing that trash talk that we all have in our heads.
Yeah.
And where that voice has become louder than the voice that loves you and that believes in you and that knows your worth and your value.
Yeah. Yeah. Ultimately, we're kind of saying like, are you valuing yourself enough in your relationship so that your partner can love you?
Yes. Ooh. Because when you love and value yourself, your partner will love and value yourself. And that is how you really get the maximum fulfillment and love. This is how we started this conversation. You want to feel more loved in your relationship? It starts with you. Gotta love yourself.
Yeah. Let's break this down into like actual like miniature little like scenarios. So for instance, like you're not putting yourself first in terms of maybe your fitness and nutrition. That's a really easy one to go to, right? And you didn't always do that, but slowly other things have taken priority.
So so what does that look like? Maybe your clothes aren't fitting the way that they used to.
Yes.
You're carb loading or using sugar. That's what I do. As a way to kind of like get through the day or get through the evening or treat yourself when you've had a tough day. And then the more you do it, the more you do it.
Yeah. And then that leaves you feeling shitty mentally and physically,
Yeah,
right?
you don't feel as attractive. Maybe you're bloating. Maybe your digestive system is off. Your nervous system is off. Maybe you're having like 4 cups of coffee a day. You're working out less. And all of these things lead to just a general feeling shitty about yourself. And when you're feeling shitty about yourself, do you want to have sex with your partner?
Hell no.
Do you want to be kind to other people?
No.
Do you want to even spend time, like working on your relationship when you feel like crap?
No. The answer to all of that is no. And it's not just us saying no. We hear it from our clients as well, where they say like, yeah, I just don't have the same amount of tolerance as I used to, or I don't have the same amount of patience as I used to. I don't have the same amount of desire as I used to. All of those things at their core come back to, well, how do you feel about yourself right now?
Yeah. And because that's a hard thing to be with and to sit with, what we naturally do is look to blame our partner. Well, I don't feel as much desire in my relationship because I don't feel as desired by my partner as I used to, right? Or I don't feel as good in my body because my partner doesn't seem to be as interested. So it's like, it's so easy to go to a place of blame because it's really hard to acknowledge that, like, I'm the one that can create the change. That I'm the one. I could start right here, right now, today. I could start prioritizing myself, but that means that I have to admit that I'm the problem.
Yeah.
And wouldn't it be so much easier to continue just like firing blame out at my circumstances, and I'm so busy, and my work and my stress, and well, somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to make the lunches and the dinners and the plan the dates and da da da. So I guess it's got to be me, right? And so classic scenarios that we all turn ourselves into heroes and martyrs.
Yeah.
Right? And
I haven't actually heard anything you said for the last 30 seconds because I've just heard Taylor Swift's song, I own the problem, it's me. That's it. The whole time. I think we need to go back 30 seconds. Anyone else? I feel like that should be playing right now. Sorry.
We'll play it.
Sidebar. Sidebar. I ruined it. No, but it's true. Like, and then, yeah, we're going into that. I know what you were saying. Then we're going into that place of like, yeah, heroing, martyring, like, and really just allowing that inner critic voice to be the one we're listening to.
Yeah. And usually, that inner critic can be like a bit of a drill sergeant too, right? It can just say like, keep doing the things. Like if you keep working harder, if you keep pushing more for other people, then you'll eventually feel worthy of love.
Right.
You'll eventually feel like it's okay to put your head on the pillow at the end of the day because you've accomplished enough for others. And it's going to be a cycle that you just keep continuing over and over again until you stop and you say, you know what, like, I am enough. I am good enough. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of putting my head on the pillow right now and sleeping for 8 hours. I deserve that.
Yeah, I am. This is good. Let's play with this one. I am worthy of taking 20 minutes out of my day to exercise. I am worthy of spending 2 hours on a Sunday to plan out my meals for the week or to food prep.
I am worthy of reading a smutty novel.
Ooh, I like it. And on the other side, I am worthy of taking time to, read a online so that I know what's happening in the world.
Remember, the things that used to light you up and get you excited and make you feel smart and like a contributing member of society. Like, you can still do those things, but it's going to take prioritizing you.